Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I took epoxy resin to this wood piece that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I use craft resin, and it's a two-part resin. This is part A. It does have a spout, so I just measure equal amounts, fluid ounces or milliliters, whatever. I didn't use very much. I did 40 milliliters, 20 of each. And then I have all my mica powders that you see there. And I'm going to stir this for 4 minutes because the package says stir from 3 to 5, and I figured 4 was a pretty good number. And you want to stir it slow so you don't get bubbles, unless you have a bubble machine or something, which I don't. So my 4 minutes is up. I don't know why I'm not stirring it, but I wasn't. So 4 minutes is up, and I have a little cup that you can squeeze pretty decently to be able to pour your resin into the little nooks and crannies of that wood piece. So I'm just going to put a little bit of the resin into my little cup there, and I'm going to start out with yellow. And I can't really tell you what color that said on there, and I don't remember. Just know it's yellow. And I don't want to get too much mica powder because it is a small amount of resin. So I'm just going to stir this until it mixes up and you don't see any powder in there. Once I get it stirred, I get my wood piece, and then I have to decide where I want to put this yellow. So yeah, this is just, like I said, a wood piece that I got from the Dollar Tree. And when I first looked at it, I was like, this is what I want to do with it. So here I am. And I'm just going to fill those inside triangles. They're not triangles. Inside diamonds. The top row of 3 whole ones with my yellow. But you can use whatever colors you want. You can use 2 colors, 3 colors. I'm using, I think, 9 colors. No, 7. I'm using 7 colors. I was trying not to make a mess, but hey, I messed it up anyway. Tried to wipe it off with paper towel. And then I just spread it with my popsicle stick there. And then whatever I have left over from these 3, I'll put in some of the parts around other diamonds. But I want to fill these 3 diamonds up a little bit more. You don't have to, and I probably shouldn't have, but I did. So here I am pouring it around one of the larger diamonds. And then I'm just spreading it with my popsicle stick so that it is in all the areas of it. Just going to finish filling it up. So I'm outside doing my voiceover, so if you hear birdies or anything, that's why. I hear dove and other birdies. I just saw a cardinal. So yeah. And it's a scorcher today. It is hot. But I'm in the shade. So I'm finished with my yellow, and now I'm going to put some orange in there. Just going to stir that up until all the powder is mixed in my resin. And then I'm going to go to the second row of the inner diamonds there and put it in there. So there'll be 4 of them. And I do like these bright colors. So I think you do want a container where you can squeeze it pretty good so that your resin comes out in a small stream. It's easier to manage. I just added a little bit more to my inner diamonds. Probably should have just left them as they were. I kind of did fill mine up a little too far. I think it's probably not as messy if you don't fill them up so far. So now I'm just putting some of the orange down at the bottom. Well, for you, it's the top right hand corner of the video. I almost didn't have enough, so I'm trying to get every drop out. And then I'm going to be scooting the resin around to get it to the rest of the diamond there, so there's no wood showing in that part. So there I go, just moving it around. And it's just about covered. There it is. Pretty much covered right there. I'm just continuing to get the last little bit out. I don't know why I left that in there. Oh, well, there you go. So I'm going to put some more resin in my cup. Just the clear resin. Then I'm going to go to my next mica powder. And my resin came from craftresin.com. And my mica powders came from Amazon. So that was the orange one. I don't know the name of it. And then this is the green one, and I think it says grass green or something. And it's a bright green. Very pretty. So I'm going to put it in the third row of diamonds, the inner diamonds. I mean, you can fill these up with whatever colors you want in whatever order you want. You can mix them all up, do a different color for each one. This is just what I decided to do. You could do it all one color. You could do 2 colors, 3 colors. Just whatever you want. It was kind of fun doing it. And none of it ran out of the wood piece itself. You see the border around there? So it was glued down pretty good, and none of my resin leaked, so I was happy about that. You know, sometimes Dollar Tree's things aren't as well made as they could be, but if you're going to do this, just make sure the piece you get is glued down all around it so that nothing's going to leak out. And now I'm just putting my leftover green from the diamonds there in the upper left hand corner. You see me do that, and then I did that diamond at the bottom of the screen in the middle. So there's that one. And I think I do another one. Do I? Nope, I don't do another one. So I'm going to go on to the next color. And I'm just using the same cup, the same stir stick, and all that. I'm not cleaning it in between or anything. So this is blue. Don't remember the name of the blue, but it's a blue. So I'm going to mix that up real good. And then I'm going to pour it. So I'm doing that next row of diamonds, the inner diamonds. Or you could, if you want, just put the resin in the inner diamonds and don't do any of the other diamonds. Or you could just do the outer diamonds and not do the inner diamonds. I mean, basically, you know it's yours. You can do with it whatever you want. This is just what I ended up doing. Just filling them up a little more. Like I said, I probably should have just left them lower in there. I mean, not that it really did anything, but it would have given me more resin for other spaces, and I probably wouldn't have made such a big mess as I did. So that one I'm just pouring around the green one. Trying to find another one. I got that one there. That's around a yellow one. Spread it around with my stick. Add some more, so I'm going to put it there in the upper left hand corner on the outer one. And then I'm going to put it in this little side corner here. And that should be about it for the blue. Whatever's left over, I put in the outer diamonds that already have blue in them. I'm going to put some more clear resin in my cup and go to the next color, which is purple. Yeah, I don't know what that says, but it's purple. And you don't need a whole lot of the mica powder really, because you're using such a small amount of resin. But I'm going to do the next set of inner diamonds. So I filled that one up a little too much, so I'm taking some out of it and putting in the other one. I should have been more careful and not put so much in it. I do end up getting it on the pieces of the wood that I really didn't want it on. So I'm still taking it out and putting it in the other diamond. And now I'm going to do some of the outer diamonds. It's a hot one today. It's over 90. I'm in Texas. And yeah, I'm sitting out here sweating. You ask why am I not in the house? Because I'm at my son's house. And the grandkids are in there watching TV. And I really didn't have anything to do. So I figured I'd come out here and do my voiceover. So here I am. So I'm just doing the same thing I was doing before, just filling up the outer diamonds with the leftover resin. And I'm going to put some more clear in my little container there. And then I'm going to go to the next color. Which is a reddish color. I can't say it's a red, but it is reddish. So you always want to make sure you stir it up good. Yeah, magic red is what it says. So you don't have any powder left in there. That it's all mixed in with your resin. And I'm just going to take a tiny drop and put it in those very top two little inside diamonds. Just a drop. And then I'm going to start pouring it around some of the other diamonds that are already filled in. Of course, I made a mess. Gonna try to clean it up with a paper towel, but I don't seem to do very good at it. Probably needed a Q-tip or something dipped in alcohol, but I didn't have any over there in my craft room. I think I'm going to have to take some over there because they would come in handy every now and then. So I clean it up the best I can and keep going. Find some more diamonds to put my magic red in. It's magic. Not really. So I'm trying to decide where else I want to put it. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm putting it up. I'm putting it at the bottom of your screen on the right. Now I'm trying to figure out where else. There it is. That's where I'm putting it. On the right hand side there, up towards the top. And then what am I gonna do? Oh, I'm just topping them off just with the rest of the drippings that's in the little cup. It really wasn't enough to do another outer triangle. Diamond, outer diamond. Obviously I don't know my shapes. Is it a diamond? Is it a triangle? Yeah, it's a diamond, Liz. It's a diamond. Okay, so I'm adding more of the clear. And then I'm going to put some... What color do you think I'm going to put? Pink. It's pink. Put some pink mica powder in there. Had to do some cleanup. Put mica powder in there and stir it up. Oh, I'm getting a breeze. It feels so good. And I'm putting them in the little diamonds down at the bottom of the screen. And this pink is pretty close to that red, which to me, the red doesn't look very red, but it is darker than the pink. So I'm just going to fill up some outer diamonds. Diamonds, they're diamonds. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. That's what they say. So you can see the difference in the colors. Like that is more pink and the other one's more reddish. Got a little bit too much in these little ones here, so I'm just trying to get that off a little bit. I probably took it off too much and had to put some more in later. But for now, trying to clean it up. I'm really good at making messes. Not something I'm proud of, but it happens. So I'll put this pink around the orange. And then I gotta figure out where else am I gonna put it. Where? I'm gonna put it around, is it the blue one? Yep, putting it around the blue one. I mean, I didn't plan the colors out to start out with, so especially the outer diamonds. I guess I did plan them for the inner diamonds, but I didn't for the outer ones. I was just going to use whatever I had left over from the inner ones. Just putting the drips in the outer diamonds there. Now you can see I have several pieces, outer diamonds that haven't been, that don't have resin in them. So I'm going to take the rest of my resin and I'm going to add my yellow, the same yellow that I had. The only thing is when it mixes with the other colors that are in there, especially like the pink, it does go a little bit darker, but that was okay with me. I didn't mind. And then I'm just going to pour it in the remaining outer diamonds. So I had one full one to do and then 3 partials. So I'm getting that one up at the top of your viewing screen. Then I'm going to get the one at the bottom of your screen. And then, unfortunately, I forgot about the one on the left hand of your screen. Completely forgot about it. Went ahead and started filling up the other outer diamonds that have yellow in them, and even some of the inner diamonds there with the extra resin, which I could have put in the one on the left. Because I didn't see it. I forgot about it. I wouldn't have had to mix up any more resin or anything. It would have been perfect. It would have been the perfect amount. Because it's just a small piece over there. But did I do it? No. No, I did not. Because I couldn't see it. I forgot. So you'll see what I end up having to do. I don't know why I didn't see it, why I didn't think about it. There's when I realized I did it. So I mixed up more resin. Of course, I got too much because it's hard to mix up a tiny bit of resin. So I mixed up some orange. And I'm just going to put the orange in there, and that one there on the left that I forgot about. And then some of the outer diamonds that have orange in them, they didn't quite have enough orange. So I'm going to add more to those. But I love all these colors. I think they're nice and bright. Beautiful. So this one here down at the bottom that I'm filling up, I really didn't get very much resin in it at all. If you remember, I barely had enough to take it to the edge, so I'm really putting a lot more in it because it just didn't have enough. And now I'm putting a drip in each of the inner diamonds, which I shouldn't have done. I should have just left it. They were already full enough. But I'm like, what am I going to do with this resin? What am I going to do? Well, get out another mold, girl. Just get out another mold. Finally, there. She got out another mold and she's going to make a rose. So I'm just going to pour the rest of this in this rose. One rose mold. It was like the medium rose because there was a extra small, a medium, and a large. And it was enough for the medium one. I did have to spread it out a little bit. My table's a little uneven. And then I'm trying to scrape out all the last drops of it. And this is the next day. So my resin is cured and I'm going to take the rose out. So there it is. I think it's a pretty color. It's not bad, not bad. And then here's the hanging wood piece. Now I thought about painting the edge around and then the wood around the large diamonds, but I ended up deciding against it. But I did think about it. You'll have to let me know in the comments if I should have painted the outside edge, because I did have some resin on there, or if I should have just left it as it is like I did. So here it is hanging on my wall. And again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing so. I post shorts and videos each day, and if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments.